In this video, I am going to help you all deal with the ball drop gravity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to open up the video software so that you guys can actually see the video software. I'm going to go in and track it, and I'm going to point out a few items for you. So first thing is to find the video analysis software, you're going to go under Tools and Resources. You're going to scroll down and it'll click on the video analysis tool. So now you have the video analysis tool, and you have already recorded your file. So hopefully it is in an MP4 file, and we're going to choose the file. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my file, and I'm going to have to go where I would put the file, and where I've put that file is in my downloads. So let me find my downloads. There we go. And you'll see that I have a ball drop file. So I have my ball drop file. We will open it up, and now you can actually see the ball drop. Now, depending on exactly how you have recorded it, this is recorded in real time, so I don't have to worry about that aspect of it. But if you've recorded it in slow motion, or you've recorded it at a faster rate, this is your little advanced video options tool. This right here is the advanced video options tool, and you can type in the video frame rate. So this one will advance by video frames. Well, I'm actually going to change that because I don't want to have to do that many frames. So I'm going to have it advance by 10 frames. So when we do a click and we add a data point to have that. So that's one of the things there. So I've got my advanced videos options, and we can close that. A couple other things I want to point out in the video analysis software is these three little buttons. If you have those three little buttons, you'll find the user's manual. And if you click on the user's manual, it'll give you the PDF of the video analysis tool items, so that can help you with exporting your videos, help you doing a lot of different things with that. And you can see this is a very recent analysis of it. So you can come in here, it gives you the video basics, it's the tools, it gives you how to manage your existing files, how to save, how to export. All of that information is here in that particular tool. So let's go back here. So what I've got is we've got the ball drop. So first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to create my system. And this is where I said that you want to actually have your items in the software. So we're going to actually move this in so I can actually do my measurement here. So there's my meter stick, so that's a full meter. So I now have my measured device associated with it, so that's great. I'm going to move the video forward a little bit so that we can actually see where the ball drops. So there's the ball is actually dropping. I'm going to verify that my distance measurement is still going to work, and now I'm going to create my origin. We can do origins a couple of different ways. I'm actually going to go ahead and do it this way. I can rotate my origin around, so let's go ahead and move that around. So now I have my origin here, so my values are going to be positive, and I've got my balls starting at 0, 0. So we've got that piece there, we have our scale, and now we're going to add our data points. So I'm going to get my first data point, and I'm going to click on the ball, and I'm going to follow the center of mass of my ball. So there was 10 frames, there was another one, and there was another one. So you can see what that does, and now the ball bounced. So in this case, 10 frames was not a good thing. So what I want to do is let's go back. Let's go to my tool here. Let's only advance by 2 frames, and we've got that in here. I'm going to start over. I'm going to do a new experiment, and I'm going to say don't save. Go in and choose my file again. So here's my file. Do the ball drop. Open it up, and you also saw there was a user's manual. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll over to where the ball actually drops. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and give my my system. I'm going to move my item here so that I have my measuring. So there's the measure right there. There's my 1 meter. So I have that. I'm going to put in my origin. So do the same thing. I'm going to start my ball at 0. I'm going to go ahead and rotate it around. Oh, so we go here. So we're going to have our Y. You don't have to do this way, but that's the way I'm going to choose to do it for this particular experiment. So I have that. And now I'm going to add my data points. So I'm going to click on this. I will add my data points. And now you can see that it's dropping 2 frames. So now I've collected my data. So you can go in and use your graphing tool. So I can come in here and I can do my graph options. We're going to be paying attention to the blue curve because we're in one-dimensional motion. Any variability that I have in the x direction, which is in my red, is going to be related specifically to the fact that I didn't necessarily follow the ball as correctly as I wanted to. But I'm going to apply a curve fit to the data. But I'm not going to do a linear curve fit. I want to apply a quadratic because remember that when we're dealing with gravity, my change in y is equal to my initial velocity times time plus 1/2 the acceleration times time squared. And in this case, whatever we're going to see as our coefficient on the x squared, which is our time squared value, that's going to be 1/2 the acceleration due to gravity. So if I apply, I can come in and I'm going to look at my A, and in this case it's giving me a -5. Well, guess what? Gravity is 9.8. I'm in the negative y direction, so we've got that part. That's all good. We dealt with our origin. And if I were to multiply that by 2, it's going to say that my acceleration due to gravity was 10. So I'm off a little bit, but you can actually see how the data comes about. So we're looking at that A because that's going to be 1/2 my acceleration due to gravity. And you're going to do this for 3 different ball drops. Now, let's say that you found out, hey, that my timing was off. And we can actually look at that. Let's say it wasn't 30 frames per second. Let's say it was actually 40 frames per second. If I actually go in and do that, it's adjusted the data associated with it. So if I had my graph in slow motion, I would have that piece there. But I'm going to actually look at my graph. Again, I'm going to go in and display. I'm going to apply my curve fit. We're going to do our curve fit as our quadratic. And now we apply. And now you can see that that definitely was incorrect because now I've got a gravity that looks like it's 18. So we know that that particular frames per second was probably not correct. And we should go back to our original frames per second of 30 frames per second because we recorded it in real time and we have that better data. So now it gives that new curve fit was slightly different than the other one. And so now I've got a -4.9, which again is going to be very close to 10. And if we use 9.8 as our acceleration due to gravity, we're seeing exactly what we're doing. So hopefully this will help you all dealing with the particular video analysis for my gravity ball drop. And that way you can go back and reassess whether or not your laboratory did exactly what you wanted.